do a couple of songs by, seeing as I'm in Australia, I've got to do these. It's a couple of songs by Harry Robertson. You know Harry Robertson? Yes, you do know Harry Robertson. But Harry Robertson, probably one of the best songwriters of the mid-20th century. And he came over from Scotland. Came over from Scotland in 1952. He came from Barhead near Glasgow, and he was a ship's engineer. And in the Second World War he served in the Merchant Navy, and after the Second World War he continued to serve on the deep sea tugs, the North Sea tugs, towing floating docks up and down the northeast coast of Scotland. And this is the very first song that he ever wrote before he moved to Australia in 1952. And there he served as a ship's engineer, and he was on the whaling fleet out of Leith Harbour in South Georgia, and he also he worked on the whaling fleets out of Byron Bay in Queensland. And I first heard this song from my friend Bruce. Yes, indeed. And Bruce came from Australia, would you believe? And he came from Perth. Comes from Perth. And he came over to England to do his PhD in the 1970s. And Bruce is a great lad and a great concertina player. And I met him I come from Manchester originally. I live in Nottingham now. But, I met him at a folk club in Manchester, and he just moved over to England, and we got talking about concertinas, as you do, you know. And he was telling me that he was not all that happy with his accommodation in Manchester. So I said, well, if you need a bed for the night, give us a call, you know. So anyway, the following morning, there was a knock on the door, and it was Bruce. And he said, I come to stay with you. I said, oh, right, better come in, you know. So he stayed for a year. And eventually he brought his girlfriend along. And she was Australian too. And guess what her name was? Exactly. Yes, I tell him not a word of a lie there. And he had a great time. And Bruce happened to know Harry Robertson. Harry died in 1985. And Bruce knew him. And he taught me this song, which is the very first song that Harry ever wrote, and it's called the North Sea Tug, and it's got a chorus that goes, aye, it's cold, it's bloody cold, on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. Have a little go at it. The Troll above in Aberdeen, it's a bonny place to be, when the foresay gale is blowing out upon the wild North Sea, and the tugboat battles fiercely with a course that's hard to find, and a floating dock that pitches on the tow rope far behind. And it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. Gonna try that. And it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. The crashing seas bounding from starboard, and the tugboat slews to port. In the dark a stay wire's broken, in the cruel storm's deadly sport. On the deck an able seaman, he fell down dead before he knew what it was. Came out the dark night and sliced his head in two. And now it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. There's no time to moor the shipmate, though his blood has stained the sea. And it's all hands to mend the stay wire and to keep the tow rope free. For the stern is dragging heavy and we're shipping the water green, and the chance of being washed over is the best I've ever seen. And it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. It was up to Invergordon, we was headed with our tow, and thank the Christ we didn't have to steer north to Scapa Flow. For as you curse your wet and heavy gear, your tired mind it starts to dream of the comforts in the trawler berth in the port of Aberdeen. And it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast. And it's cold, it's bloody cold, out on the gay grey waters of the northeast Scottish coast.